I think property investing gets sold to the idea that it's, I'm going to say, relatively passive. And my finding is it's much more active than I thought it would be. But not only that, is you can choose to be even more active, right? So there's like a minimum of activeness you can do and you'll probably do all right. But in property investing, there's actually the opportunity to be more active and get a better result, which was unexpected to me. Now, I want to describe this a little bit before I kick the mic over, because I know you're going to have some great examples of this. But to set some examples here is that you can actively, for example, what's a good example? I really need to think through this more. I'm going to go with it. Bank valuations. So being more proactive with valuations. You can also do renovations. You can also be forefronted with pre-approvals on financing. There's things you can get into and do which actually enhance results, but they will require more of your time.
Totally. Like your refinancing one is so valuable. So like recently, Hazel and I, we refinanced 2 of the properties by choice. We were in our right mind. We could have just sat there and just left them completely passive and gone, you know what, I can't be bothered dealing with this. Like no one was sitting there saying, Grant, you need to refinance. And I'm like, this is what I'm coming up against, which is making it more active than passive by choice. And it presented its own challenges, as you would know, when you go change banks and do refinancing and show your borrowing capacity and all those kind of fun things again. It was, again, one of those situations of actively by choice.
Can I break that down? Because that's a great example. That's better than the example I came up with. All right. So in this example here, Grant's bought a house and let's say he's had it for a year.
Yep.
He's made the choice to refinance it so he can potentially get some equity out or structure a loan in a better way so that he can access borrowing so he can buy another property quicker. So he can get into that next investment property at a much shorter time frame. If he wasn't as active and proactive in attacking the finance in this example, he'd potentially have to wait another year before the environment would be right or he had the deposit or the lending would be right so he could do it. So being more proactive and active in that way with the banks has actually enabled much more speed.
Completely.
Yeah,
and so
great
that
example.
Yeah, and interesting enough, because it stacked its deck against what I'm pushing for now, which is the accumulator, where I needed more cash flow through my property to get more borrowing capacity. And one of the easier ways for me to get more cash flow was just to refinance to a better mortgage. And these mortgages have dropped a bit. So like now I'm actively trying to get more borrowing capacity to actively go buy more properties to actively do the thing. And so it actually was part of many things that we were doing just to make sure that we can continue buying at the speed that we wanted to buy, which again, there is no one sitting there saying you have to. I could literally just say, oh, I'm ready to buy now. Let's buy another one. And they just wait. I'm ready to buy now. Buy another one, but I'm actively pushing.
I got some more examples. I thought of some.
Good.
We went to all our property managers and asked them to work out what renovations could potentially get rents up.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you don't have to do that. You never have to go out to them. And do you know what? Your property manager will never reach out to you and tell you to do this. So we actively went to each property manager, got them to do research of going, hey, well, if we put an aircon in, could we get the rent up $10?
Yep.
Or if we painted the house or a new kitchen or an extension or whatever it is or a renovation, we got that entire list and then actively started executing these projects because the ROI was there. It was a great way of actually improving in this case, yield on each one of our properties.
We did something similar, but we actually actively are moving away from a property manager. And it was not that they were horrific. They just weren't very responsive, weren't very active. And I'm just like, no, my tenants require someone that they appreciate, that they like, that they're happy to reach out to, and that will actually do the thing. And so again, I could have just sat there and said, whatever, it's so easy, it's so cruisy, but I care about my tenants and I care about making sure that it's looked after. I'm like, I actively want to go and look to find a better property manager to go and look after these tenants because they deserve something better. No one's going to stop me. No one's going to kill me if I don't change it. It's my choice to actively make a change. But again, it's just by choice.
Insurance quotes. Another one, Bianca spent numerous time on the phone to different insurance companies negotiating what she can get. I know right now she saved us thousands of dollars a year by doing that. So
that's great.
Negotiating with banks on interest rates, another one. these are, and I love that this list is nothing you have to do, but could you imagine you do all of these, what the difference in results is over time?
And I think that's why this was so unexpected, right? Because they sound so logical. It's like, oh, you actually want someone to do the thing. Oh, you want a cheaper rate. Like, you actually want a property manager that does the thing. Oh, you actually want a cheaper rate from a bank. Oh, you actually want to improve the value of your property through renovations. Like, they're all logical. They just present their own challenges. That's optional.
Well, no one's going to prod you to do it as well, which I find really interesting.
No, and it's one of those things which, like, it's a pain in the neck at the time, but as you have your own property portfolio, like, you actually want to try and improve it on top of it. But
I'm putting one more in.
Challenges.
We get books done every month for our properties. We spend the time to pull together reports every month. Definitely not needed. But I tell you what, every month knowing the exact position I'm in and being dialed in with the numbers, powerful decision-making place to be. Like, we're never guessing, oh, I think the properties are like worth this and make about this and like maybe we should buy again.
All right, fellow property investor, if you loved the value from this short video and wanted to know more about how you can win at property investing, check out the full episode by clicking the link on your screen or in the description right now. Alternatively, click subscribe and you'll never miss another one of these videos.